Good morning, everybody. I hope you are all fine. Today, again, I'll discuss Chapter 6 Factorization for Class 10. And today, I'll discuss about polynomial equation. Polynomial equation, division algorithm of polynomial, factor of polynomial, remainder theorem, and factor theorem. So let's start. First, we have to know about a polynomial. Polynomial, you can see here one form is given. This form, or you can tell that 3x to the power 5 plus 5 7 to the power x to the power 4 plus 9. This kind of form is called polynomial, and degree is n. Why n? Because highest degree is n. Otherwise, see, this is n minus 1, this is n minus 2, this is less than n. So highest power we have to take for find out any polynomial. And when it will become equation? When we'll write equals to 0. Polynomial equals to 0, then it will become polynomial equation. See, this one is simple polynomial. This is simple polynomial. This one is simple polynomial. But polynomial equation, when this one is equals to 0, we'll write this one is equals to 0, then it will become polynomial equation. This is the difference in between polynomial and polynomial equation. Now I wrote a few examples of polynomial equation. See, I think you can identify. This is one equation, 2x plus 5 is equals to 0. And which type of equation? This is linear equation, because the degree of x is 1. Because the degree of x is 1, that's why it is a linear equation. And remember that linear equation, quadratic equation, cubic equation, biquadratic equation, this is the different name of polynomial equation, but all are polynomial equation. You can tell 2x plus 5 is equals to 0 is a polynomial equation. No need to say this is a linear equation. It is a particular name of this equation. Clear? Now we are going to see here quadratic equation or second degree equation. That means, see here, this one 3x square minus 4x plus root 2 is equals to 0, and here degree, highest degree of x is 2. That's why it's called quadratic equation. That's why it's called quadratic equation. From here you have to make your concept about this polynomial equation, because many polynomial equation you'll get. Now we'll see cubic equation. See this example, 5x cube plus 7x square minus 4 by 5x plus 11 is equals to 0. This is also polynomial equation, but this is called cubic equation. And now next one more example, if you will see here, highest degree of x is 4. When highest degree of x is 4, then only it will become biquadratic equation. Biquadratic equation. But see, all this all are linear equation. These all are linear equation. This is the exact name of this polynomial equation. Polynomial equation. This is exact name, that linear equation, quadratic equation, cubic equation, biquadratic equation. And after this biquadratic equation, when 5 degree will come, 6 degree will come, 7 degree will come, you can say directly these are polynomial equation. This you can say directly polynomial equation. Okay. Now we'll get a constant polynomial also. See, simple 8. Simple 8 also is a polynomial. There is no variable, but then also it is a polynomial. Why? Because 8 we can write 8 into x to the power 0. And x to the power 0 means 1. So 8 into 1 is what? 8 only. That's why 8 we can write 8 into x to the power 0. And it is a polynomial. What kind of polynomial? That is a constant polynomial. Constant polynomial. Okay. Now we are going to discuss here division algorithm. You know that division algorithm. You have learned in your lower class that the dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Okay, see here, just I wrote the polynomial f of x divided by a non-zero polynomial g of x, then there exists a unique polynomial qx and rx such that f of x is equals to g of x q of x plus r of x, and f of x is called dividend. See, it is written here, f of x is called is dividend, g of x is called divisor, qx is quotient, then r of x is remainder. You have learned in our lower class that dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. This is simple division algorithm, just a formula. Now factor polynomial. Factor, in previous chapter we have done this factor. Factor, see, a non-zero polynomial g of x is called factors of polynomial f of x when if there exists some polynomial q of x such that f of x we can write g of x and q of x. With the example I would like to explain here. See, this is a simple polynomial 2x square plus 7x plus 6, and I know that easily you can factorize this given polynomial 2x square plus 7x plus 6. You will factorize, you will get x plus 2 and 2x plus 3, and x plus 2 and 2x plus 3 both are called factors of this polynomial. Factors of this polynomial. It's clear? X plus 2 and 2x plus 3 both are called factor of 2x square plus 7x plus 6. Now I'd like to very important theorem, this remainder theorem. This whole chapter you can solve with these two theorem only, remainder theorem and factor theorem. So remainder theorem, how much do you have to learn about remainder theorem? Remainder theorem, see, it is written if a polynomial f of x. Remember that when any polynomial will be given to you in question, first you have to mention that given polynomial by f of x. It's a general rule you can tell. So a polynomial f of x divided by x minus alpha, divided by x minus alpha, then how will find out remainder? Remainder will be f of alpha. From where you will get f of alpha? Very easy, divided by x minus alpha. So x minus alpha is equals to 0. That means factor you have to write as 0. Then only you will get remainder. So x minus alpha is equals to 0. That means from here you can find out the value of x equals to alpha. So this is the value of x only you have to put in your polynomial. The value of x you have to put in your polynomial, then only you will get remainder. Similarly, if you will see more example, then it will be easy for understanding. F of x divided by x plus alpha. So what will be the remainder? Remainder will be f of minus alpha. Because see, x plus alpha is equals to 0 and x equals to minus alpha. Here the value of x is minus alpha. That's why remainder will be f of minus alpha. So always we have to find out the value of x from our given factor. See one more example. Next. Next, this one, if a polynomial f of x is divided by ax minus b, then remainder will be b by a. Same concept. You have to find out the value of x from your given factor ax minus b. That is, see, ax minus b equals to 0. That means x equals to b by a. Just you have to put this value b by a in your polynomial. Similarly, this one also, if a polynomial f of x is divided by ax plus b, then remainder will be minus b by a, f of minus b by a. See, if we will do here 0, ax plus b equals to 0, then ax equals to minus b and x equals to minus b by a. You will get the value of x is minus b by a, then polynomial you will get minus b by a. Okay, so the value of x is minus b by a. When you put the value of x in your given polynomial, you will get remainder. This is the rules. Now we'll see a particular example. A particular example we'll see here. Find the remainder on dividing f of x by x plus 3. That means x plus 3 is a factor and f of x is given 2x square plus 3. So we'll write here f of x is equals to 2x plus 3. Solution: f of x equals to 2x plus 3. And I said we have to find out the value of x from our given factor. So x plus 3 is equals to 0 because this is given factor. It is given C in your question. Always you will get from your question only. Divided by this, divided by this, divided by this. From there you will get your factor. So x plus 3 is equals to 0. That means the value of x is minus 3. Just this value of x you have to put in our polynomial. We will get remainder. If we put the value of x in our polynomial, we will get remainder. See here I wrote substituting the value of x in f of x. F of x is a polynomial, given polynomial, and f of x equals to, it is given to x square plus 3, and now we'll put the value of x minus 3. So f of minus 3 is equals to 2 into minus 3 square, because 2x square it is written, plus 3. That means 2 into 9 plus 3. So 2 into 9 is 18 plus 3. So 18 plus 3 is equals to 21. See, 21. Remainder is 21. In this way you have to find out remainder. Always. It's a factor theorem. Factor theorem also very easy. In the same way you have to find out factor. And you can find out that a given terms or given polynomial will be factor of given polynomial equation or not. You can find out. Let's see factors theorem. Let's see. Here written factors theorem. See, f of x is a polynomial. At the beginning only I said that all kind of polynomial you have to denote by f of x. All kind of. If it is 5 degree, 6 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree, all kind of polynomial you have to denote by f of x. You can denote by g of x also, but in general we are denoting by f of x. So if f of x is a polynomial and alpha is a real number, then x minus alpha is a factor. When it will be a factor? When f of alpha is equals to 0. When f of alpha is equals to 0. Again the same way, from factor only you have to find out the value of x, and this value of x you have to put in your polynomial. If the given polynomial will give you result as 0, then only x minus alpha will be a factor. Again I am telling, suppose question will come, you prove that x minus alpha is a factor of f of x. Listen carefully, x minus alpha is a factor of f of x. That time you have to find out the value of x, always, for remainder also, for factor also, and that value of x you have to put in your given polynomial. If your given polynomial will give you result as 0, then only you can say this is a factor of your polynomial. Okay, so we'll discuss again with example, particular example. See again one more, f of x is a polynomial, alpha is a real number, x plus alpha is a factor, then f of minus alpha is equals to 0. Then f of minus alpha is equals to 0. Next, if f of x is a polynomial and alpha is a real number, see again ax plus b is a factor. Then for this, minus b by a, f of minus b by a is equals to 0. If f of minus b by a is equals to 0, then definitely ax plus b is a factor. For ax minus b also it will come. See, f of b by a. If f of b by a is equals to 0, then ax minus b is a factor. Now we'll factorize. Now we'll factorize with particular example. Then it will be easy for understanding. This is all of theorem. Question. So that x plus 3 is a factor of 2x square minus x minus 21. And hence factorize that 2x square minus x minus 21. First we have to prove that x plus 3 is a factor. How we prove? By factor theorem. By factor theorem. See, f of x is equals to our given polynomial 2x square minus x minus 21. and from this you have to find out the value of x. See, x equals to minus 3. Now we'll put the value of x in our given polynomial. If our result is 0, then only it will become factor, otherwise no. So substituting the value of x in f of x, you will put the value of x in f of x. Then let's see. See, f of minus 3. F of minus 3 is equals to, if you put the value of x, then our result is 0. That means x plus 3 is a factor of our polynomial because the result is 0. Because the result is 0. See, for remainder it is different. For remainder you will get particular value, but for factor it will be always 0. What is the difference? For remainder you can get different kind of value, but for factor it will be definitely 0. Okay, so mind it. Next, now one more question is given. We have to factorize this. So for we have proved this x plus 3 is a factor of this our given polynomial. Now this is a second degree equation. This is a second degree equation. That means we will get two factor. Already one factor is given, x plus 3. Already one factor is given, x plus 3 is a factor. So one more factor will come. Suppose I am going to say here 8 is a number. If 4 is a factor, we will get with respect to 4 to one more factor, because 4 into 2 is equals to 8. Suppose you just 2 only 4 is given. Suppose 2 is not given. Suppose given that 4 is a factor of 8. So what is another factor? Find out another factor. What will be the another factor? 2. How we will get 2? We have to divide our given number by given factor. We have to divide our given number by given factor. That means 8 by 4. Then you will simplify, then you will get 2. Is it clear? So when any one factor will be given, so for getting more factor you have to divide your given polynomial by that factor. That means, see, dividing 2x square minus x minus 21 by x plus 3. We have to divide our given polynomial, we have to divide by our given factor. Then only you will get one more factor. Let's see. Division. See, we will divide x plus 3 by this our given polynomial 2x square minus x minus 21. You know that how to divide. Here x square, but here in our divisor x is given. In dividend with x square 2 is given. So we have to take 2x here. So try to make here first term similar. So 2x. If we will take 2x, that means this 2x we have to multiply this 2x we have to multiply with x plus 3. So 2x into x, 2x square. 2x into 3, that means plus 6x. And remember that for division always you have to change your sign. Minus, here plus is given, so minus. So this one we can simplify. Then here minus x, we are not going to consider this sign. With respect to this sign, we have considered here minus. So minus x minus 6x, so minus 7x. And here minus 21 will come down, here minus 21. Now next step. Again, we'll try to make this term similar. Minus 7x is given, but see here x is given. So we have to take minus 7. See, with symbol we have to take minus 7. So minus 7 into x, minus 7x. Minus 7 plus 3, minus 21. Now again you have to change here minus sign, so plus. Here minus sign, plus. So minus 7x plus 7x minus 21 plus 21, 0. So our result is 2x minus 7. One more result is 2x minus 7. So 2x square minus x minus 21 is equals to x plus 3 and 2x minus 7. This is the required factorization. X plus 3, 2x minus 7. And one more type of question you'll get in your question. So that's why I would like to explain that type of question also. See, this is very important. By factorize or by remainder theorem, factorize completely x cube minus, x cube plus x square minus 4x minus 4. See, for this kind of question factor is not given or remainder is not given, so simply they asked you factorize given polynomial. That means this is a given polynomial, x cube plus x square minus 4x minus 4. So this is how many degree? Degree 3. That means 3 factor will come. 3 factor will come. For better understanding, for only understanding, this one. Here constant term minus 4. Minus 4. So we have to find out all kind of factor of minus 4. Factor of minus 4, it can be minus 1 because minus 4 is divisible by minus 1. Plus 1, plus 2, minus 2, 4, or 4. That means this 4 is divisible by 1, 2 and 4, and for this kind of question you have to take plus minus 1, plus minus 2 and plus minus 4. And with this all the factors, see it's written, a factor of f of x can be sometimes be found by trial. By trial you have to find out factor. For that case you have to find out the value of f of minus 1, f of plus 1, f of plus 2, f of minus 2, f of plus 4, f of minus 4. If you will get in first step, then it's very good for you, but you will not get in your first step, so you have to calculate all the factors, f of minus 1 also, f of plus 1 also, and see which one out of these is 0. If f of minus 1 is equals to 0, then easily you will get the factor. If plus 1 equals to 0, then you will get factor. Then if of plus 2 equals to 0, then you will get factor. That means anyhow you have to find out the value of polynomial is 0 or not. Suppose f of minus 1 is equals to 0. In the first step you got f of minus 1. If you will put minus 1 in this polynomial, then result is 0. That means x plus 1 is the factor. Suppose f of plus 1 is 0. After substituting the value of x plus 1, you will get 0. That means x minus 1 is a factor. Suppose f of plus 2 is equals to 0. That means x minus 2 is a factor. Suppose f of minus 2 is equals to 0. So x plus 2 is a factor. And similarly you have to find out f of plus 4 also, f of minus 4 also. But mind it should be always 1. You will not get for minus 1 also, plus 1 also, plus 2 also, minus 2 also. You will get only for one factor, exactly one factor, either minus 1 or plus 1 or minus 2 or plus 2 or 4 or minus 4. In the first step if you will get, then it is very good for you for getting that factor. So I wrote here directly, if we will put x equals to 2 in our given polynomial, then it will be 0. If we will put plus 2 in our given polynomial, then it will be 0. That means x minus 2 is a factor, because I substituted here 2, f of 2. That means x minus 2 is a factor. If it is minus 2, then x plus 2. Always you have to change the sign. So x minus 2 is a factor. X minus 2 is a factor. We got already one factor. We got in this way. In this way, we got one factor. X minus 2. Now easily we will get next factor. How? By division. By division. See here, x minus 2 is a factor. Now we'll divide our given polynomial by x minus 2. We'll divide our given polynomial by x minus 2. So if we'll divide in the same way, always we'll try to solve, we'll try to make our first term. See here, first x square. If we'll multiply x square with x minus 2, then it will come x cube minus 2x square. So here it will be minus and here plus. So it minus is given, so you have to change it to plus. So we can simplify this. So here plus x square and here plus 2x square, that means 3x square will come. Here minus 4x will come down. Then again that first term is 3x square. So we have to take here plus 3x square is given, so plus 3x will take. So 3x and this total we have to multiply. 3x and this total we will multiply. Then 3x square and 3x minus 2 minus 6x. So minus and here minus 6x. So we'll change this plus. So this one we can again simplify. So minus 4x and here plus 6x. So plus 2x and minus 4 will come down. Then again here first term is 2x, so we have to take plus 2. Plus 2 into this x minus 2 will multiply. So 2x and here plus 2 into minus 2 is a minus 4. Again we'll change the sign, plus minus. You should change the sign always, it's very important, otherwise you'll not get. So you can simplify this one and this one, remainder will get 0. So this is one more factor, x square plus 3x plus 2. Let's see next. So x cube plus x square minus 4x minus 4 is equals to x minus 2, x square plus 3x plus 2 we got. But see, this one is the second degree equation, we can factorize again by middle term method. So again we have to factorize this x cube, x square plus 2 plus 1 by middle term, simple middle term. You have done this already in class 9 also, in class 10 also. So by middle term you have to find out these three factors, x minus 2, x plus 2 and x plus 1. These three factor you will get. So in this way you have to find out all the factor. When in question you will not get any kind of factor, simple polynomial will be given to you, you have to find out only simple factor. I hope it's clear for you, and for more solution you will get all solution as the PDF format today only in our school website parentsalarm.com. You should search and you will get all solution for chapter 6. And for making a basic concept for this, you have to check this video 2-3 times, or you have to go through this video. Thank you, God bless you, take care.